Are at the beach. I'm basically yelling because I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to hear me over the ocean, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful it is here. And we're going to do some rock climbing, and I hope to finish the Grapes of Wrath out here. I'm going to be reading this in between having a little fun climbing, just really enjoying how gorgeous it is out here, and I hope to share some of that with you today. Grapes of Wrath, I finished the book and I have a lot of thoughts and feelings. Steinbeck, in his typical fashion, really knows how to end a story well. I reread the ending chapter / scene quite a few times, just kind of in disbelief of how we ended that story. Grapes of Wrath follows the Jode family, who leaves Oklahoma for California in the hopes of finding work. They are basically following kind of a pipe dream, American dream style, where they have been affected by the Dust Bowl in the Midwest. Their farm is no longer profitable. barely functioning. They see a handbill, I think it is, that tells them there's jobs in California to pick fruit, and they pack up the entire family and head from Oklahoma to California in the hopes of finding work. Tom Joad is our main character. He has been away from his family for a while because he has been in prison. He returns home and immediately that road trip starts. There is a wide cast of characters. You have both parents, both grandparents, lots of siblings, and kind of an eclectic crew as they come together. There are people they meet along the way who kind of become absorbed in the family at moments. And there is also Casey, who is a ex-pastor, and he comes along with them as well after he and Tom run into one another. The book started off pretty slow for me. I am honestly not one for road trip or journey style books. I just find them so meandering, and I think that is true with this book, but it's Steinbeck, so I didn't mind too much. But I was surprised how many pages or chapters it took me to really get invested in the book. And I think it's because, at least at the beginning, I didn't feel like Tom was super compelling. At the very first start of the book, you're just with Tom and Casey. It's before you're introduced to the family. And for me, I was just looking for more. When the family came in, though, I became so interested in both of the grandparents, Ma particularly, which is Tom's mom, and also Rosa Sharon, who is pregnant, one of the siblings. She especially kind of began to carry the book more and more as we are on this journey. Rosa Sharon is on her own journey of motherhood and is becoming more concerned over how this is all going to work out with a baby on the way. Steinbeck shines in his character work and in his settings. I especially liked his technique in this novel where he would, every couple chapters or so, zoom it out and really take like a big picture. All of a sudden, we're not just looking at the Joad family and their journey. We're looking at a lot of families' journeys because they are just one of many who are experiencing the Dust Bowl, Depression, Hoover Bills, and this migration from the Midwest to the West Coast, in particular California. Steinbeck drums up this sense of unrest and unease right off the bat. Pretty much right away, it is realized that this American dream is not going to come to fruition. The family arrives in California. People have been lost along the way. The job prospects are terrible. If there are jobs, you're getting paid not much, you're being treated terribly, and all hope of this kind of promised land is lost. And I'm using promised land because Steinbeck is known for weaving in many biblical allusions in his work, and I think this is a very clear connection that can be made between the grapes of wrath and like the promised land. I was really taken aback by one chapter, nearly 3/4 of the way through, maybe even more, where Steinbeck literally described the meaning of the grapes of wrath, which I wasn't expecting to happen. I didn't know he was going to hit us over the head with that and lay it all out for us, but I really appreciated that passage deeply. It's one that I definitely will be rereading. This general suffering that is being experienced in this book heightens as we continue our journey with the Joad family. We're talking about a time where there was a mass amount of people who were displaced, living in poverty, and actually just starving. We see in the book many examples of what they are making do with to get by. Oftentimes they're frying up dough and eating that. Meat is hard to come by. Casey became a more interesting character as we went on because as he is an ex-pastor, he kind of is shrugging off his past. That's not something he wants to be associated with anymore. But as a preacher, you are a leader. Clearly, he has some leadership distilled in him and some tendencies as a leader.
And we start to see that manifest in other ways once we reach California. Casey becomes kind of an organizer among the workers and people who are suffering in similar situations to the Joad family, and he really kind of lights a fire under everybody's butt. I'm not going to go into spoilers in my review here, but the progression of Casey as a character was really interesting and had a shocking end to it. I've been reading Steinbeck this year with my close friend Katie, and it's been such an enjoyment. We took about 3 months with this book, which I think was longer than maybe both of us wanted, but it just naturally happened that way with life. And we're looking forward to what we're going to get to next. This was the first Steinbeck this year that we've read together that I hadn't read previously, and I was really excited to get to The Grapes of Wrath, as it is one of Steinbeck's big epics. So now understanding that book and its meaning and significance means a lot to me. I have always really enjoyed Steinbeck, and I think this exploration Katie and I are taking through his works is already, so meaningful to me, and I just can't wait to continue and see where we're going to go next with him. I am really fond of Steinbeck's California settings. I have been living in California my entire life, for a lot of it quite near to the Salinas Valley, though I've always been on the coast. These places and settings feel familiar to me. Obviously, a lot of things have changed from the time period that Steinbeck is describing, but at the same time, there is a lot that is quite the same. This sense of familiarity is almost comforting to me, and I just love his works. I love California. I love reading about its setting, and just its natural beauty is always astounding. It is a blessing to experience this much natural beauty so close to home. This concludes my video for today. Let me know what you thought of including some climbing in here. Climbing is my other main hobby. The best thing about loving both of these things is that they are super compatible to one another. And yeah, it's something that I care a lot about and I spend a lot of time doing, so if you don't mind seeing it too, I'm happy to share with you that as well. Let me know what your favorite Steinbeck novel is, or if you've gotten to his work yet, and which one I should be most excited to read next.